Very happy to introduce our next speaker, the only filmmaker who has ever spoken at one of these events. In addition to being a feature film director, Dean Hyers has taught acting and emotional control skills to undercover agents in the US and Canada. Dean is a professional speaker and an entrepreneur, founding and running an interactive media company called Digital Cafe in the 90s. He's directed an independent feature distributed by Warner Brothers and now represents Sage Presence, a consortium of filmmakers who help business professionals win over their audiences with inspiring connections, compelling messages, and dynamic delivery. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and help me welcome Dean Hyers.
Thank you for that. Folks, there is something exhilarating about owning a moment. There's something critical as a business person about going beyond just coming up here and disseminating the information that I have to disseminate, to actually step up and seize the moment, to electrify the moment if you can, to own time, the room, the audience in the room, whoever your audience is going to be, and to own the very air we breathe. Now, I'm Dean Hyers, and hello. And I specialize in helping regular people take on the art of presenting themselves in their business. And today, another Zowie for you. Winning presents for entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur for a pretty long time. I have been self-employed since 1991, just before the internet and email and all that. And I have experienced passive income, and I've experienced active income, and I have experienced no income at all. And the one thing that's always consistent throughout all of the ventures that I've done is me. There's a lot riding on me. So much of your business is riding on you. Even if you're looking at the passive income stream, there's a tremendous amount of you involved in that. I know internet marketers, a friend of mine who's just so excited because he makes his money in his sleep. We go out tipping brewskis, and his pager goes off every time he makes another $500. Woohoo, woohoo. So I walk out of there, I spent 30 bucks, he made 5,000. It's true. However, you can never get to the guy because he's always presenting, because presenting his business that runs by itself is still mandatory. We're all here because we want to share what we know with you, but we all have to be here. This is how we keep our businesses from stagnating. This is how you can grow your business. Now, quick aside, I want to commend you. I mean, it was just an interesting experience, just the applause. Imagine if you got that every day. Every day you're going to get up for work, you go over to the office and everybody gets up and cheers and they play the music and you come up and you are somebody. It feels actually really good to be somebody. And of course, these guys, they don't just bring anybody up here. You kind of have to be somebody to come up here. Something interesting, though. You also have to be up here to be somebody. And there's a very, very important premise in here I want you to get. Now, we'll put a little motion to it. You have to be somebody to be up here, but to be somebody, you have to be up here. Now, that says something, doesn't it? It could cast some doubt on my credentials. What I want you to realize is there's two ways through that door to being somebody. I've always wanted to be somebody. I always wanted it so that my kids would say, you know, the kid talk on the playground, what does your dad do? Oh, what does your dad do? You know, I wanted my kids to be like proud when they talk about me. And I wanted to be somebody, and I did it the traditional way, which I'm actually going to recommend is fine, but not the best way. I set out as nobody, building accomplishments and achievements and money and different things so that I could finally feel like I have the right to stand up here, that I finally was somebody. Well, if I'm right, and this door goes in both directions, two ways to be somebody, then there's some really good news in there, which is kind of where my business has been taking me, to take other people. Accomplishment promotes the limelight. If you become somebody, you get to be up here. You get to bask in the limelight and be special. Limelight, however, promotes accomplishment. And if you can have the courage to master presence and come up here, then you're somebody. And then you're somebody as you go through the door toward more and more accomplishments. If there's any one regret that I have, though I don't mind because of the learning that came from it, I could have been somebody this whole time. I didn't need to complete a certain amount of accomplishments to become somebody. And had I recognized that, had I been somebody first, my accomplishments would have come farther. And that is what we've been teaching people. We have been teaching people to seize the internet, to seize the stage, to seize every networking opportunity, every sales opportunity by mastering their presence. That's the subject.